Visual literacy is all about understanding and creating visual information. It is similar to reading but focuses on images and visual meaning. In our world today, where is everywhere, these skills is more important than ever. Visual literacy is not just for artists or designers. It applies to many areas of studies and everyday life. It involves understanding how we see things, interpreting what we observe, and learning from visual materials. These skills goes beyond simply looking at images. It also includes creating visual to communicate ideas effectively. Visual literacy, you need to develop several key skills. First, you should be able to interpret visual information. This means understanding both the obvious and hidden meanings behind images. Next is analyzing the context of visuals is essential. This includes considering the cultural, ethical, aesthetic, intellectual, and technical aspects that you see. Evaluating the effectiveness of visual media is another important skill. You should be able to judge whether a visual communicates its message well. Finally, creating visual content is crucial. This means being able to design images that convey your intended meaning clearly. Teachers incorporating visual literacy into lessons can greatly improve students' learning. Here are some practice ways to do this. First, use visual learning aids like diagrams, charts, and illustrations. These tools can make lessons more engaging and easier to understand. Second, organize your classroom with visual labels and designs. This helps students to navigate their environment and reinforces learning. Third, storytelling can be enhanced with visual techniques. Using storyboards or comic strips can make creative writing more exciting for students. Additionally, teach students to analyze visual media critically.
This chart is known as a visually enhanced classroom, where the strategies of a visual literate individual by Jackie Greenstein and Doctor of Education. First in this chart is using visual images and media. Teachers can use pictures, videos, or diagrams to explain lessons. Through this, the students can understand faster and remember better when they see the idea instead of just hearing it. Second one is use of mind maps and graphic organizers. Means students can put their ideas in charts, maps, or diagrams. It helps them organize their thoughts clearly, see connections, and avoid confusion. Third is use of sketch notes. Learners can mix drawings and words in their notes. Useful because it makes notes more fun, creative, and easier to recall during exams or discussions. Fourth is encourage learners to show what they know through visual imagery. Students can express learning by drawing, creating posters or diagrams. It lets them show understanding in their own way, not just through writing or speaking. Fifth is visually literacy in instruction. The students are taught how to read and create visuals, like charts, posters, and infographics for each item. It builds critical thinking and communication skills since visual are used everywhere today. Together, this would make a visually enhanced classroom, which is useful because it makes lessons clearer, more engaging, and easier to remember.
Now, let's receive the example scenario or activities that relates to the field of Bachelor of Technology and Livelihood Education major in home economics on how the visual literacy is being applied. First example is reading a recipe. So student in a cookery class uses a recipe card that shows step-by-step photos of baking a chocolate cake. By carefully following the photos along with the written instructions, the student is able to mix, bake, and decorate the cake within the class period. The use of pictures makes it easier to understand cooking terms and helps beginners produce a finished product that looks close to the example. This example highlights the importance of visual literacy because the student interprets and applies visual instructions to complete a food preparation task.
The second example scenario is interpreting kitchen safety posters. Inside the cooking laboratory, students see safety posters that use images to remind them of important rules such as wearing oven mitts, washing hands, and being careful with sharp knives. Throughout the cooking session, the students apply these rules and avoid accidents by relying on the reminders in the posters. That's why visual literacy is crucial because the students are able to understand and follow safety guidelines through pictures and symbols without needing a long explanations. Since kitchen can be a fast-paced environment, quick comprehension is essential. Students can glance at a poster and immediately recall the correct action to take, helping them avoid accidents and maintain cleanliness. Moreover, visual literacy goes beyond simple recognition, and it encourages critical thinking and awareness. By interpreting the posters, students connect the symbols to real-life practices such as washing hands before cooking or using oven mitts when handling hot pans. This not only reinforces safety habits but also their ability to understand and apply visual cues in other contexts, both inside and outside the classroom.
The third examples of the different basic stitches. Before practicing sewing, the teacher shows pupils a picture guide of different basic stitches such as running stitch, back stitch, cross stitch, and many more. Pupil observes the images closely, then try to copy the stitches from fabric using needle and thread. With the use of visuals, students interpret and apply visual information like pictures and diagrams, turning images into real-life skills in sewing.
introduce the benefits of visual learning for teachers, trainers, and students. First is improved learner engagement. Visual capture attention and make lessons more interesting that makes students stay focused and motivate learning. The second is improved learning achievement. Learners understand and remember lessons that leads to higher performance and better results. Third is access to different learning styles. Visual works for students who learn fast by seeing, not just by listening. It makes the learning more inclusive for everyone. Functional skills. Teachers and trainers improve their teaching methods by using visuals. Useful because it makes them more effective educators. Fifth is incorporate proven instructional methods. Visual learning is supported by research as an effective teaching strategy. It is useful because teachers can trust it will work well for most learners. The last one is differentiates instruction. Teachers can adjust lessons to meet different student needs in using visuals. Every learner, whether fast or slow, gets the right support. And with visual learning, teacher can make lesson engaging, effective, and adaptable, while students achieve more and learn in ways that suit them best.